Monday Night Raw started off with this Roman Reigns video package of him telling CM Punk that he better tell the truth tonight in the main event, or else Roman is going to call him out and tell the truth. So, yeah, that was basically what Roman said here. Of course, they showed the recap of Obafemi and Brock Lesnar over the past couple of weeks, and how dominant both men have been to each other, especially Obafemi, because Obafemi's been basically destroying Brock Lesnar over the past few weeks. To start off the show, we did see Adam Pearce say, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw. In an effort to make sure this match actually makes it to WrestleMania, I have decided to have Obafemi and Brock Lesnar will sign the contract tonight separately, so no destruction happens between the two men." Paul Heyman interrupts and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and once in his life, Adam Pearce is correct. They will sign it separately because now it's WrestleMania Fight Week, which means no one needs to get close to Brock Lesnar." Then Brock Lesnar comes out, he signs the contract, and voila. Paul Heyman says, "There you go, history has been made," and there is a Nigerian death warrant out with one name across it, with named Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar says, "You won't even know his name after this weekend." Paul Heyman says it all boils down to this Sunday in the real main event of WrestleMania. And here's something that's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. There's only going to be one winner, and there's going to be a loser this Sunday at WrestleMania, and the loser's name is Oba Femi. And after the ruler cannot handle the beast, there will be a winner, the greatest combat sports athlete in all of history, the Conqueror, Brock Lesnar. So, Paul Heyman hypes up Brock Lesnar, and he keeps on saying Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar is the real main event of WrestleMania, which I love, because this shows that WWE truly knows that this match is one of the biggest matches at this year's WrestleMania, and I love it. Just love it. Charlotte Flair came out to face Lyra Valkyria in a quick one-on-one match before WrestleMania when they have their women's tag team fatal four-way triple threat match type move. So, yeah, this was a solid match, actually. They had some real graps here. Of course, the lockup to start. Then we see Lyra do like a quick, whatever you would call this move. Then Lyra gets planted on the ground by Charlotte, and Charlotte taunts Lyra, says, "Is that all you got? Come on." Big comeback crossbody moved from Lyra, big boot to the face. Then Charlotte got reversed from whatever thing is and got her legs slid under her by Lyra into a beautiful through the ropes drop kick, and she missed the springboard outside the ring dive because Charlotte moved out the way into a nasty boot straight to the face. After we came back from commercial break, we saw a big nothing but net to Charlotte in the back of the head. Then Lyra went for a moonsault but got knees to the stomach. Roll up as Charlotte went for the figure 8 leg lock. Beautiful enziguri. Big boot to the face. Then Charlotte hit a crazy and picture-perfect moonsault from the top rope for the 1-2. Ooh. Then, after the pin, it got quickly turned into whatever this pin was for the 1-2. Ooh. Then Charlotte went for a boot, reversed it. Then Lyra started boom, punches all through Charlotte. Then hit a nasty fisherman driver to Charlotte. Then Bayley gets involved, pulling Lyra outside the ring from Charlotte. Then we see Bayley pull Charlotte's leg from underneath her as she was rolling up Lyra, for Lyra to roll up Charlotte Flair for the 1-2-3, and they win, which makes Alexa and Charlotte very mad, and they start pushing each other and all that stuff. But we do see the MFTs are in the building tonight. They confront the Usos and LA Knight, which sets up a six-man tag team match tonight. So, yeah. Stephanie Vaquer came out for an interview, but before her interview could even get started, she gets jumped by Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan just starts pummeling her with rights and lefts and all that stuff. Eventually, WWE officials come out to separate them two, and Liv looked absolutely crazy. She looked like she has completely went psycho, and she doesn't look like the same person no more. I don't understand. And then Liv talks trash about Stephanie's mom, like once again, saying she raised a little. Stephanie grabbed the microphone and said, "You're going to end at WrestleMania." They start fighting back at it. Big forearms. And look at Liv's face. She looks like she's an absolutely psycho of a person that needs to be locked up in a mental facility. And that's all I've got to say about that. It looks like she needs to be locked up in a mental facility. That's what that looks like. Genuinely, that's what this looks like. And I thought this segment with Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors was going to set up to a match against Io Sky versus Asuka at WrestleMania. But apparently, WWE said, nah, nope. Right here tonight, it's going to be Kyrie versus Io Sky. So, yeah. But of course, Jimmy and Jay came out to get ready for their six-man tag team match. Then LA Knight came out, then the MFTs come out with a wah, yeah, taking it off. But we do see the Usos do their classic tag team moves to JC Potato. And Jey Uso sends JC Potato out of the ring and dives on him, of course with the help of Jimmy, because, Jay can't do this on his own without, hitting his leg on the top rope and dying. But then we see Jay and Solo scrap at a little bit after commercial break with the Inzaguri. Then LA Knight gets in and plants Tangaloa in the middle of the ring. Throws JC Mateo over the top rope and hits a nasty inverted DDT to Tangaloa for a crazy springboard elbow drop that was picture perfect. And when LA Knight doesn't botch this move, it looks crispy and clean every time. But of course, JC Potato, of course, broke up the pin. Then we see a crazy super kick from Jimmy Uso. Solo gets sent over the top rope by Jay. Big splash to the outside, but gets caught by Solo, thrown over the announcer's table. Then Tama Tonga looks at Solo, and Solo's like, "What are you doing here? Why were you with us?" Which cost them the match after Tonga, what a dumb name. Tonga stared at them, which let LA Knight plant Loa with a nasty BFT to finish off the match for the 1, a 2, and a 3. And the Usos and LA Knight pull off the victory 1 week before WrestleMania. So congratulations to them. Gunther comes out for a promo, but immediately gets attacked by Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins goes absolutely insane. And Seth says, how about you come down here and say why you have this becomes personal to you. Come down here like a man. Gunther gets in the ring and says, yeah, sure, I'm solving Heyman's problem, and I'm going to do it with a smile on my face because you're pissing me off. Just for years, you strut around here acting like you're the best in this ring. In reality, you're not. I am. And if you want to see yourself... What? And if you want to see yourself, you'll never want to find out. I don't really know what that means. Gunther comes out here to cut a promo, then immediately gets jumped by Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins just goes all over him, all that stuff. Seth Rollins grabs the microphone and says, come down here, tell me why this is so personal to you. Gunther comes down here, grabs the microphone, and says, yeah, I'm solving Heyman's problem, I'm going to do it with a smile on my face, but you strut around here for years acting like you're the best in this ring, when in reality, I am way better than you, and I am the best in this ring. And you never wanted to find out. Instead of seeking the highest level of competition, you became a youthful idiot for Paul Heyman. And at WrestleMania, that's personal to me, because I am setting it straight. It's very personal to me to expose that Seth Rollins can lace my boots. And they start brawling. Big forearms to the face, kicks, and this boot even sent Gunther out of the ring. But Gunther somehow uses supersonic reflexes to dodge the stomp on the steel steps and run for his life over the barricade. And we see Seth Rollins and Gunther look at each other with a death stare. And I'm just going to let you guys know right now, WrestleMania, between these two men, that match is going to be the best match of the night. It might genuinely be the best match of the night. It's all I know is going to have generational grabs. We're about to see generational grabs between these two men, and I cannot wait. Io Sky came out to face Kairi Sane and immediately started clobbering Kairi straight to the face. But Kairi sends Io straight into the corner, letting her hit a forearm to Io's face. Then a quick cold submission type move. Then Io dodges this Hurricane Rana type move and do her quick boom, 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 right? And it's a crazy dropkick on Kairi straight to the chest. But Kairi sends Io into the barricade, and Io Sky jumped on the barricade and hit a moonsault on Kairi. Then we come back to the ring. We see a crazy kick straight to the face. The beautiful missile drop kick. And Io starts doing her emote, getting the crowd all wild up. And hits a nasty bullet train. But Kairi sends Io on the top rope, letting Kairi get the referee distracted and letting Asuka to throw Io Sky's head straight into LED ring post. But, of course, Rhea Ripley has to help her. Io knocks Asuka out with a nasty headbutt, but Jade Cargill takes out her WrestleMania opponent, and her and Asuka beat Rhea up. But then all of a sudden we see Io come through the ropes and land straight on Jade, and I swear I thought she was about to die again. But we do see Kairi try to pull Asuka or Io in the ring, went for the back fist, missed, gets hit with an enziguri. Then as Io went to the top row for her over the moon moonsault, she gets pulled down as the referee is distracted by Kairi. Gets pulled down by Asuka, ruining the moment, letting Kairi roll up Io for her second week in a row, getting lost. So Kairi wins the match and is still no WrestleMania match for Io Sky, which probably means she's going to be left off, which sucks. Then Adam Pearce gets Obafemi out. Obafemi comes out and I see he got his shirt game again. I see he's pulling out those NXT shirts again. Love to see it, Oba. Oba signs a contract. Paul Heyman looks at the ramp. And is just terrified. Is just terrified of the man, Obafemi. Right? Because Obafemi. But yeah. Paul Heyman says, in my entire life, I've never ever seen someone come across this audience as the biggest star in the industry as fast as Obafemi. And being in this industry my entire life, I am nowhere I'm safe. No, I'm nowhere I'm safe, and I know you are not. So I'm going to... Adam Pearce tells Obafemi to come out, and Obafemi does. And I do see, Oba, you got your generational shirt game from NXT back. I'm glad you took your shirts from NXT and brought them to the main roster, because your shirt game's always on point, my boy. Then he comes down to the ring, signs a little contract. Wait, what does it say right down there? Behind Triple H's bald head? Oh, okay. But I thought it said whoops. I thought it was something about Trick Williams, because it said whoop. So I don't really know. Don't really care. Okay, bro. Who wrote this side, bro? Very hairy, very evil. Who is very hairy and who is very evil, bro? Ain't no way, bro. Danhausen, is that you? Yeah, okay, Danhausen. I know, I see you right down there, Danhausen. No, that's funny. But we do see Adam Pearce tell Obafemi to come down here. Obafemi comes down, makes his entrance with his shirt game is back, guys. If you don't watch NXT, well, by the way, if you don't watch NXT, what's wrong with you? It's the best wrestling in WWE right now. And I'm not even exaggerating. Because Raw and SmackDown, most of the time, they're not too good. But there's rarely an episode of NXT that's ever trash. I'm telling you, Shawn Michaels is a generational booker. I don't understand how it happens. I don't understand. I think it's just an NXT thing. He signs a contract. Walla hula, bam bam. Paul Heyman is staring at him and says that he has never seen anybody in this industry connect with the audience as fast as he has. And he knows Obafemi is violent, so he's going to stay far, far away from Oba as physically possible. And Paul Heyman says that Obafemi is the most violent person to come to WWE since Brock Lesnar, and he is the fastest rising star to the top of WWE since Brock Lesnar, and the most impressive athlete, and the most impressive fighter, and the most impressive combat sport athlete he's ever seen. But he says on Sunday it all comes to an end, and everything you built comes crashing down, and it comes crashing down with Suplex City, and it comes crashing down with an F5, and it comes crashing down when Obafemi will be conquered by Brock Lesnar. And Paul Heyman says, even though that you will be conquered by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. His door is always opened. Obafemi cuts his first promo on the main roster, which, by the way, it was a heater. He says that he will. Obafemi says it's taking everything in his body to keep him from coming down to that ramp and beating him to pillar to post. But the physical pain and scars will heal. But the emotional wounds when his beast loses at WrestleMania will last forever. And as far as your dog's door opportunity, the only door I need is already open, and that is the door to WrestleMania, because 2 months ago, you and your beast came to this ring and issued an open challenge to whoever could dare step up without even caring who would it be. And why would you care? Because you've been there for 25 years of history that says Brock Lesnar cannot be beat. But I have 4 weeks of history that says absolutely he can be defeated. But then continues on saying, it's never been personal, it's all just business, but it's not business as usual, because this time it's different. You can feel it. I can feel it. They can feel it. And it's time to put an end to the beast and what you've been dead the entire time you've been there. The whole way you've been his friend, you've been his advocate, his mouthpiece, a good mouthpiece, but you've never been an honest one. But if you were honest, you would have came out here and said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman and my client Brock Lesnar is scared of Obafemi. And Oba says because he is the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, the mountain that you cannot climb, the mountain that cannot be conquered, and he will win at WrestleMania, and he will defeat the beast, and he will slay the beast. Because he's the one, and he's always been the one. And they know it, I know it, and you know it too. So, an absolutely destructive promo from Obafemi, and very impressive. I love how he keeps his catchphrases in there. The ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, the mountain you cannot climb, the mountain that cannot be conquered. Loves that he brought his NXT catchphrases from NXT. Love it, love it, love it. Especially the bringer of war, the mountain you cannot climb. Because Obafemi is the mountain you cannot climb, and many have tried, many have failed. Some have succeeded low, like Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Saints. And that's pretty much it, honestly, because no one else can climb the mountain you cannot climb. Anyway, we saw a tag team match with Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Rusev, and JD McDonough, which I thought was a pretty solid match, especially with everyone in here. Especially when we saw Rusev get throw Dragon Lee like a rag dog across the ring. And Evan had another one in Javon Evans's face, and a crazy little elbow drop to whatever that was. JD McDonough delivers a crazy back body drop to Dragon Lee. Then Javon gets in there, delivers a fast and bizarre knee, big dive to the outside, big springboard clothesline, throws JD McDonough over the top rope, throws Rusev over the top rope. Then when he went for a dive, he gets hit with a nasty punch straight to the face. JD McDonough pulls down Dragon Lee before Javon can make the tag, letting JD hit his classic springboard moonsault on the outside. But out of nowhere, we see Javon hit a crazy move, but Javon gets thrown over the announcer's table by Rusev. After commercial break, we see this crazy reverse Spanish fly for the 1-2 until Javon breaks it up. Javon hits his classic corkscrew enziguri to the face. Big dive to the outside. and a stylish clash to JD McDonough for the 1, 2, and the 3, and finishes off the match with Team Dragon Lee and Javon Evans winning. But Rusev destroys Javon Evans, destroys Dragon Lee, destroys Rey Mysterio after Rey Mysterio tries to hit him with a 619, clotheslines him to who knows where. Penta comes out, gets hit with an enziguri. Then when he went for like a springboard move, he gets hit with a Machka kick. Javon got hit with a nastier Nagi. Big Machka kick to JD McDonough. Machka kick again to Ray. Machka kick to Penta. And a Machka kick to Dragon Lee. And puts in the accolade and uses all the strength and raw power to hit him with a nasty looking one. And Rusev stands tall to end the night, which is very interesting that Rusev is the one that is standing tall before WrestleMania, because Rusev hasn't been on TV in like 100 years. So why is he the one standing tall? Very interesting. We do see Danhausen get to interact with Adam Pearce, as Adam Pearce is on the phone with the host of WrestleMania, John Cena, in the Never Seen 17. And Danhausen says he wants a match or have a meeting between John Cena. So all I'm going to get from this backstage segment is that John Cena is either going to have a match with Danhausen, an impromptu match, or we see Danhausen almost get AA'd and he runs away when the lights go off, or he does get AA'd. That would be pretty cool. So, yeah. Okay, I don't really know what this is going to lead to, though. Anyway, Roman Reigns comes out, grabs the microphone, and says, Sacramento, acknowledge me. But quickly gets interrupted by CM Punk. We see CM Punk in the fans grabs on a microphone, gets on the announcer's table, and says, after the cold open, what amounts to a political smear campaign put together by you, I am assumed. I've came out here to tell you the truth. And Roman, you could be my jury, the judge. You could, hold on. Roman Reigns comes out, grabs the microphone, and says, Sacramento, acknowledge me, but quickly gets interrupted by CM Punk. CM Punk is seen coming down from the crowd like the Shield used to do, gets on the announcer's table and grabs the microphone and says Roman could be his judge, jury, and executioner while he tells his story and tells his truth. And CM Punk says that he hates Roman Reigns, and he hates that he envies you. He hates that because this is all he ever wanted. This is the only dream he's ever had since he was a little kid. And he hated that it was all handed to Roman Reigns and that he was champion for 1,316 days. But CM Punk said after some self-reflection, he realized he hated you because he knows how hard Roman Reigns has worked to do that. Roman Reigns says that he hates that number, 1,316 days. He hated the amount of times you had main evented WrestleMania. And he hated that he's envy. And he feels that way. He hates how he feels that way. And CM Punk says that he hates that he used Sika's name, Roman's father, to invoke him in vain, and sincerely apologizes to him. And he hates how there's more than one royal family. Ugh! Roman Reigns comes out, says, Sacramento, please acknowledge me, but quickly gets interrupted by CM Punk. But instead of CM Punk coming down from the ramp like he normally does. He came down from the crowd, grabs a microphone, gets on the table, and says that he hates Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns can be his judge, jury, and executioner. And he actually hates Roman Reigns because he hates how he envies him. CM Punk says this is the only thing he's ever wanted to do since he was a little kid, and he hated that everything that CM Punk has ever dreamed was handed to Roman Reigns on a silver platter, and he hated that Roman Reigns was champion for 1,316 days. And CM Punk said that after some self-reflection, he realized that he hates that he knows that how hard Roman has worked to get that number. And he hates that number, 1,316 days, and the amount of times he's made it into WrestleMania. CM Punk also says that he hates that he invoked Roman's father's name in vain, and he sincerely apologizes to him. And CM Punk says he hates not knowing what it's like to grow up in the kind of family Roman grew up in. Because Punk was born in the backyard avenues and alleyways of Chicago. He was a misfit who had to find his own family, and found his family in the streets of Sacramento. And he had to find his family in locker rooms of every VFW hall. Every burnt, dilapidated, burnout Midwest barn, and all those indies. He conquered the indies, then he went to Japan, then he went to England, then he went to Puerto Rico, all around the world twice, and wasn't handed a single thing. He wasn't born on the third base with a silver spoon. He worked so hard and made pro wrestling his home. He made them family, and I hated that fact that I feel this way. And he hates that he has to share his first singles match headlining WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. Then CM Punk continues on saying that on April 19th, I got gold on my shoes, I got gold around my waist, and late nights on Sunday, after the desert sun is set and the dry air gets cold, and there's gonna be steam rising off my feet, blood-caked face, I'm going to have gold above my head, and the ring announcer's going to say, and still heavyweight champion of the world, with Las Vegas chanting CM Punk. Roman says that's the truest thing he ever heard CM Punk ever say up until the end, because Roman Reigns says that he hates CM Punk for the main reason being the relationship with the fans. Roman Reigns says he hopes one day he can leave and the crowd chants his name for 10 years straight. But Roman Reigns says, but the truth is that that's not reality. The reality is your time is up. I gave you 2 months to all of this relevancy, and you did nothing with it. And on Sunday, it ain't gonna be still. It's going to be new. And your nostalgia act, this experiment's done. On Sunday, we fix this mess that you started. On Sunday, we make this place where we had it at the very top worth of every single dollar. On Sunday, the tribal chief takes back over, and you, along with the whole world, will acknowledge him. So, that was the promo Roman Reigns cut on Monday Night Raw and CM Punk cut I really did like this promo. I just don't. Maybe it was. Maybe this promo should have happened maybe a couple weeks ago, not the go home episode. I think we probably should have had this maybe like the second or third week of the feud, and we had the brawls the rest of the way there. Because I feel like this would just been a banger brawling segment if they just didn't waste their brawl a couple weeks later. Like, it didn't make no sense. Made no sense at all. I did like the promo, but, I just don't think it was the right time to cut the promo. I think this feels like an early segment, a very early segment that you would see in an early feud. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. But what do you guys think of Monday Night Raw down in the comments below? The last Raw until WrestleMania. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye!